video in the show and tell at the same time, but of a shadow box that I made. You can see the top here. I have to lay it down, so the show and tell might be a little bit difficult, but let me tell you what it is. So I have an artist friend in Austin, and if you've been here on my channel for a while, you know that sometimes we buy two of something and then we each make something out of it. It's been Dollar Tree, the whole little haunted house cutouts and spice tins, things like that, to see what we each come up with. So this time it was a shadow box, and it had to have a story this time. So I'm gonna try to just hold this where you can see it, and I'm gonna read the little story, and at the end then I'll do a little kind of walk through and show and tell and show you some of the parts that I've done. So I'm gonna start out with the story. So pardon my desk because I just finished this not too long ago. So here's most of the box, and at the show and tell I'll tell you how I made some of the things. So here we go. Hugo and Carmen met when they were very young and instantly fell in love. Carmen was beautiful and bewitching, Hugo dashing and mysterious. Year by year, they loved each other more and wanted to only be in each other's company. Hugo knew when he met Carmen, she was of strong personality and a bit peculiar, but those were the things that made him love her more as each day passed. Carmen loved Hugo so much she was obsessed with making him so happy that he would never leave. The day finally came that Hugo had to go off to find work, as there was none to be found in the little village they lived in. This was the day Carmen feared most, as the thought of being away from her beloved, even for a moment, was unbearable. Carmen begged him not to go and pleaded that they would make it on just what they had. Hugo promised he needed to go out and be successful and able to take care of them in their elder years when he was no longer able to work. Carmen was sad and afraid for Hugo to leave, but she agreed. Carmen spent her days just sitting and missing Hugo. She would stand in the window waiting for a glimpse of him walking up to the house. And time after time she stood at the window, he was not there. Carmen's heart felt heavier every day. Now there's a little something no one knows about Carmen. She is surely unique, and meeting her only once, a person could fall under her spell. Carmen was no ordinary woman, and by now she had grown tired and longed for her love to return to her arms. Carmen pondered and searched her library for anything that would keep her occupied and her thoughts away from missing Hugo. Then she found something indeed to keep her from missing him every minute. Carmen found a spell that would bring Hugo back home to her, and once he was home, she could just look at his handsome face every hour, as that is all her crying heart longed to do. Carmen summoned her love home. As you can see, she did indeed find a way to have her love home with her. Carmen spent her life standing by his side, gazing at his handsome face and loving him until she withered right where she stood. She knew she'd cross over to some other place, but she'd be with Hugo for eternity, and that's all she ever wanted. So that's my original story that I wrote to go with the shadow box. I hope that you enjoyed that. So this is just a frame that I bought at, I don't know, Goodwill. I'm sure. Yes, it was at Goodwill. And it didn't have these. These were wooden cutouts that I also bought either at the flea market or Goodwill or something like that. So I have just painted the box, and then I sanded some of this off, and then used the Tim Holtz, I think vintage photo ink to go over the bare spots. And then I did a light coat of a clear coat. And then, as you can see, I'll show you the highlight first. This is how she got him to be home all the time with her. So there he is. And that's one of the Tim Holtz characters that you get, the little black and whites, as is this here. That was one of the couples there, and I just watercolored her flowers. The frame are the Tim Holtz. They're kind of a copper color, and I just inked it so that it was a little bit darker. It's really hard to show this, I know. I'm gonna pull my ink off. Up in the corner, there's a spider. And I just put moss because I have a lot of glue, because it does have lights around it, just a few. So anyway, that's how the box was made. The top I just finished because I wanted to use what I had, and I've redid it a couple of times, but this is an antique drawer pull. And then here we have the spider and then a little eek on top, and then the different parts. So just to kind of suggest that maybe those were his parts before he went into the bottle, maybe. So I'm not sure. So she is a dollar store skeleton that I have wrapped lace around for her shawl. I made her a hat as if she was mourning, because she was sad that the only way to bring him home, to keep him there, she had to, you know, she was in mourning now. So her dress is just some black cloth that I had, and underneath here is a paper cone. I just made a cone out of some not quite cardstock, but some thicker scrapbook paper, and then I just shredded this fabric. It's kind of a gauzy fabric, so shredded really easy. Anyway, I made her dress. That was on a sticker, Halloween sticker set. And the book, I made the spell book. Just, it's a piece of foam, like the double-sided foam, and I covered it with paper, and then inside I put a little heart and then the word spellcast on there. Now, the funnest thing that I think, not the funnest thing, but I had already put the scrap paper down, inked it, put the moss on, and this area was just empty, and I wanted to put a window, and I didn't remember that until I got into this. So I didn't want to drill a hole in the box because it's a really good box. So what I did was I took, this is just a sticker, and when I found the sticker, the idea came to me. This is just a little chipboard frame that I had. I painted it black, and then I scratched it with the back end of a paintbrush. I was going to say toothbrush, sorry. And then underneath here, I just put a little twig that I had to make it look like it was outside. And so the window's raised a little bit because that is in there, but I still love how it came out. I think it looks like a window with the tree in the background, and I love how that worked out. So that was a good aha moment for me. So the little lamp here, I have tall, I'll show you. I got a package of these at a little church thrift store, I think, and either that or at the reuse store here in town, but they're tall, so, and they have a wire in the middle, so I just cut it down so it looked like a old-fashioned lamp sitting there on the desk. And then I just have stickers there on the wall just to make it look like other pictures. And then just a little dragonfly and some spider webs, skull and crossbones here in another bottle. And then this to make it look like a rug. I have the witch's potion there. These are Dollar Tree doll furniture, the wood ones. I love using this desk. You could also see this type of desk in my pharmacy that I made. I just stained that desk. This one I painted black and kind of scuffed it up a little bit. And then of course the house cat. Every witch should have a house cat, right? A black cat. So, and then these I just found yesterday in my stash of stuff, and so I just put those on there real quick. And the oops, this little thing here says found curiosities. So it's the only one that really kind of fit, but I wanted to put something up there. This came from Dollar Store, the little word eek, and then it has two holes where it had a string where you could tie it to something. So I just put the bats over the top, and I was going to put a bunch of black flowers up here, but then I didn't like it in the end. So I just ended up with these little berries here, a little skull, and then this giant spider. Where is it? And then I haven't even glued this. It's like a I don't know. It's a little thing of kind of like berries that I have, but I took part of it off just to make it look like it was spider eggs maybe. So I wasn't sure what to do with that side over there to kind of match the eek. And the back, let's see if you can, it's just plain, but it's really nice and solid piece back here, all in one good shape. So I don't know. And then in the back is where the battery pack is, and I need to paint that again. They're just blocks that I used for the feet because I needed something big enough to be taller than the blocks that I put in there. So I don't think it's dark enough in here to see the lights, but I'll show you that they're just lining the box. A little on the floor. There are some behind her. They didn't come out as bright as I wanted them to. They're just little tiny fairy lights and just a little string of them. I think I got them at Dollar Tree, but anyway, they are in there. Anyway, I like how it came out. For months, literally, I've been working on this, and like I said, my friend is working on hers, and I think hers is it's a coffin shape box, and she's making it into a candy shop, and it is so adorable. So I don't think she's finished yet, but I'm ready to move on to my next project, so I needed to get finished. And so yesterday was my day to come in here and finish up. So, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed the story in the beginning. Just something a little different. We just challenged each other with not only the shadow box, but to write an original story to go with it. And hers is super cute as well. But that's mine. The tragic love story of Carmen and Hugo. And Hugo's not going to run off anymore, that's for sure. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you enjoyed the little shadow box and the story of Carmen and Hugo. All right, thank you guys. Take care.